Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of 8. My name is Sanjay Chakrabarti. I'm the founder of Tag8 and your host. Nepotism is being hugely debated. My two penny on this is you have absolute right to fly as high as you want and fly along with as many people as you want. So long as you don't do that at the cost of puncturing someone else's balloon. The reason I bring it up today is my guest for today. You can call him an absolute antithesis to nepotism. He started his career in the family business, which is one of the most well-known families in the pharma space in India. He spent 10 years out there before branching out and setting up a solar plant. That's where our friendship began. He did that very successfully for almost a decade. In the last 5 years, he has jumped into an extremely fascinating area, which is really biotech. But what I'm most envious about him is his bike trip from Kashmir to Kanyakumari to raise funds for the army. And I find that absolutely fascinating. Without much ado, I'm happy to invite my friend, Ravi Agarwal, chairman of GenCrest, to today's show. Welcome, Ravi.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanjay.
It's a pleasure having you on the show, Ravi.
It's a same here, Sanjay. It's always nice to interact with you.
Great. So, Ravi, you know the format of the show. Let me jump into the first segment. One breath question. Let's see how you go on it. Who is Ravi Agarwal?
So, I am chairman of GenCrest, married to Richa for last 20 years. I have 2 kids, still trying to find my passion, and my wife calls it midlife crisis. That's where I am.
Great. You missed the biking part. I thought the biking part would come on it.
And I was losing my breath. That's why.
So, okay, next segment being talk to us about your business, GenCrest, and really biotech. I for sure, understand very little of biotech, but giving some perspective, what is the business about? How did you land into that segment? And yes, in a tough situation of doing it in one breath. I see you're really taking a deep breath, which is really great.
Yeah, it's a long subject because you want me to explain biotech in one breath.
Okay, no, I take that back just for layman, just for a layman kind of a thing. What are you into?
Sustainable innovations, and we are doing this by using enzymes, and we want to try and see that our R&D lab comes up with certain products. So our first product is making fiber from banana waste using enzymes, which are natural elements. So we eliminate the use of chemicals in the process, which are used for growing, cultivating cottons and processing cotton. We eliminate that. So we are also working on some other fibers. We are working on bioplastics. This is purely R&D, but fortunately we are going to commercialize very soon our first product.
Wow, fascinating. And what we are going to do is put down some links on just below this video so that people who are more interested in knowing what this thing is all about can definitely go in and get much more information on the subject. But really fascinating to hear someone out of India doing this kind of cutting edge work. So really congrats on that.
Thank you.
What is that one learning that you've seen, any particular learning that you would like to share? And the more, if you could do that with certain examples, that would be really awesome.
So my biggest learning has been that in all the various projects that I have been involved with, expertise has been very, very crucial. So whether it is internal or whether it is external, at each and every instance. And it is better to seek out expertise rather than trying to do everything on your own. and there are a lot of people who have certain expertise, and a couple of times where we faltered, and I learned a lot out of that was, I'll give you one example in our solar plant. So we had, it was an enormous plant. It was in hundreds of, the cost was about 300 crores. And we had a lot of purchases from foreign suppliers. And there was a lot of trust which our team placed, and including me. And once we sign the contract with the plant is set up, we never have to go back to these contracts again. But we were wrong. And when we really had to refer those contracts and go legal, we realized, and we did not get it vetted by the professionals. We did a quick scan and we thought everything is fine. But when we had to go to the court and then we approached the lawyers, they said that the contracts are not in our favor, and virtually whatever was agreed verbally is not truly reflecting, because even a comma and a full stop makes a lot of difference in the contract. And that was a big learning for me. And after that, for whatever work we do, whatever project we take, we definitely seek out expertise. It's not only legal, but even other expertise we definitely seek out and validate ourselves whether we are going the right way.
Right. No, that you make a great point on that. Just a related question I had, Ravi, on that is, how do you evaluate that expertise at the start of a project? Is there something more that you now picked up now that you work, I guess, across with experts?
So fortunately, I had an internal team member who was well versed with the biotech industry, and she's a PhD in biotech, and she guided me initially. But with her help, we set up the R&D. But now when we are going commercial, and as and when we realize that, okay, we need more expertise from outside, we definitely bring in that expertise, because she's not jack of all trades. So she knows her bit very well. But when we are going commercial now, so we are enlisting other clients and other consultants. And the best bit is that we don't want to delay this any further. I mean, getting outside help. It is better to understand that you lack expertise at something and acknowledge it, rather than just trying to say that you know everything and impress anyone. And that's the message which I give to my team also, that if you don't know in something, just acknowledge and see where we can get that help.
That sounds really interesting. In fact, I'll share one small bit on expertise. A difference that I experienced myself going to US is, as a consultant, especially in India, it is quite intimidating to tell a client that you don't know answer to a certain question. So it's almost like your brand value drops immediately if you turn back and say that. And I've seen in US, the senior most people in terms of consultants, partners at that time in EY, would actually, in front of a whole set of very senior clients, would turn back and say, "Hey, great question, I don't have an answer to that." And if someone from the client's team would actually say, "Would this work?" they would evaluate it. They would say, "Okay, let me get back. But I think what you're saying makes sense as well." So there's a sense of collaboration in the way people work, and it's not like a one-sided path when you're talking of bringing in experts. It's not that you're an expert, you will give all the answer. But it's almost like you're the expert, so you know much more on the subject, but the answer doesn't necessarily need to come from you. So it could be a collaboration which finally brings the result.
Correct. And I agree with you that in India, it is a cultural issue that you don't admit that you don't know this. Right. So I think we have not been brought up and we have not been taught in class to just admit that I don't know.
Right.
So whereas I think in the Western countries, they have been told to just say that you don't know.
That's an excellent point. Yeah. Thanks for bringing it up. So last question, really, again, the one breath thing. Where do you see GenCrest 8 months down the line, and where do you see GenCrest 8 years down the line?
So in 8 months, we start commercial production, and in 8 years, we want to be global and be known for our sustainable innovations and be the market leader in that.
Perfect. And I
that
really
was one breath.
I'm very, very keen to see how this goes. And, you know, nothing like having a great biotech story coming out of India. And I'm pretty sure you will kind of get there. Thank you so much, Ravi. Thank you everyone for tuning in. As I said, you will get much more information about GenCrest and what the company is working on. You will get the information at the bottom. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.